What a week. My God, has it been hot? Feels like I've been on the surface of the sun. Yes, I'm wearing a vest today. Oh my God, right, let's do this. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the Vril flying saucer, trying to find the origin of this fascinating photograph. Don't worry, we're going to go through it. All publications, a full-on breakdown. Nevertheless, let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Alien Addict. This is the show where we deep dive into the history of ufology using original publications and materials, because we all know that the truth is out there. Happy Friday to you all. My God, has it been hot. Now, I don't normally complain, but my God, has it been hot. So the people that's been around the world are not in England. We've had a heat wave. It's only for like 5 days, 6 days, but the thing is, English people always bitch and moan at the fact that it's too hot. And it has been flipping hell. It's like the surface of the sun. And I tell you what, me and the missus today were like, we need another fan, because we've been like arguing like who's going to be using the fan, I should say. Can't get my words up straight. And the only fan I can get is this one here. So no, I want the big one. Sold out everywhere. It sucks, man. So I've got this tiny little fan here. I've got the big one here, but I think it might interrupt the microphone. But nevertheless, the show must go on. But I hope everyone's staying cool and fresh. I've got my ice with, I've got a bunch of cocktails. I'm really into cocktails recently. Swapping one drug for another, as my missus would say. Hey, how's it going, Mark G? Hope you're doing well. Today was a lot. Was it? I don't know. Yesterday was brutal. Today was just like too humid, man. It just gets to me. So this is why I got the vest, and I've got a second bookshelf. Look at that. I bought that one today, so I was setting that up, sweating my bollocks off. Hey, Green Tea, how's it going? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. And John Strokes, thanks for the shout out, brother. Much appreciated. Hey, how's it going, Ben? Nice to see you. And Corbell's cat. Nice to see you, brother. And Rotary Matrix, how's it going, man? Bob Lazar, hope you're doing well. And I think that is everyone so far. Hey, Johnny, how's it going, man? Okay, I'll bear that in mind, mate. Yeah, because the thing is, when I was at boot camp, right, we got these like 2 industrial fans going, and it was just blowing hot air around, like John Strokes was saying in the chat here. And it was like making no bloody difference whatsoever. God, it's like, how can you exercise in this weather? But it's nice to see you, Johnny. Hope you're doing well. Oh yeah, well you're lucky, mate. Yeah, you're lucky. But yeah, in AC, I think it's on the cards if it happens again, because it's not even like officially Well, technically it is the summer, I guess. The summer solstice happened a couple of days ago, so it might happen again. So anyway, right, let's start off with a grapefruit martini. No, margarita, tequila, grapefruit. Oh, let's do it. Let's go for it. Oh, God. I need a drink. I swear to God, I haven't been pissing a lot. I've been drinking so much. I've just been sweating that out. Sorry, I went a bit deep dive there, didn't I? How much percentage is this? 14%. Oh my God, let's have a taste. Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm going to swish that down with some sparkling mango and peach. Don't worry, let's get on with the show. Right, so today, before I start, Mark, you know my bane of I can't even speak today. Bane of existence is actually squirrels and crows because they've been raiding my bird feeder. Look why I caught the squirrel inside the bird feeder and it's squirrel proof. I couldn't bloody believe it, but about 10 minutes ago, I found this. Bastard. I honestly raid everything. They're really annoying. I should be stressing about squirrels, but I those bird feeders, I put like one like block a day and I got two of them. So it's 2 blocks a day. I've got the woodpecker, I've got the blue tits, I've got the robins, I've got some other birds as well. It's a UFO show, not a bird show, Nick. Come on, let's get on with it. Right, okay, first things first. I bought books. So Facebook marketing, even though it's a bit dodgy, I managed to get some books. Look at this. So I've got an Above Top Secret, which is a better version. So I've got 2 copies of that. The Alien Investigation, UFOs from 1947 to 1997. What else? We've got some crop circles and some old school books right here. And I saw this one. Okay, UFOs, the Complete Sighting Catalogue. All right. And I was like, oh, what's going on in here? So this is the book. And in here, it had some really fascinating sightings and some photographs. And I would like to do some deep dive. Well, I say deep dives, to talk about it in due course. So this photograph I thought was George Adamski, because it kind of harkens to like the Haunabu, which I will be talking about, showing you some photographs that you have not seen of the Haunabu. And it kind of reminds me of like obviously the George Adamski flying saucer. Like the typical brim of the hat, looks like a bit like a bell, so to speak. So in here, if you have seen this photograph, and it sort of clarified it for me as I was going through this, an alleged Venusian man standing in front of a flying saucer, of his flying saucer. The photograph is one of many produced in the 1950s by a contactee, Howard Manger, who explained that the spaceman refused to have their picture taken in good light, lest they been recognized as aliens during strays on Earth. One manager task, he said, was to help the visiting Venusians integrate into earthly society, cutting the man's shoulder-length hair, and I got blows up bigger, and for intents and for one famous occasion, bringing Venusian women a selection of terrestrial underwear. Okay, they rejected the bras on the grounds that they couldn't wear them and never had. Right, okay, I should have read that beforehand, but that sounds quite interesting, if that made any sense of what I just read. But yeah, there we go. That is a Venusian from the planet Venus, if you're wondering. So there we go, contactee from the 1950s. In fact, the Venusians can really harken that back to George Adamski. So yeah, it's, I mean, the fact that they refused the bras. Oh, they're a bit like Princess Leia back in the day, you know, braless as one would say. But there we go. That is an actual picture. Just go with it for the time being. Venusian. So there we go. Look at that. We'll talk about that a bit later. So that was my selection of books that I bought. And I've got one more arriving from America within the next, I think, week or so, something like that. But today we are looking at a very fascinating photograph, which is this right here. Now, before we get into that, let's go back to the original. Have I missed anyone? Hey, Sheepa Bob, how's it going? Nice to see you. Yeah, bloody squirrels, green tea. They're annoying. Really annoying. I think that's everyone in chat. Let's make sure we've got everyone up together. Fantastic. Right, so if you've looked up flying saucers or specifically of today, German flying saucers, the anti-gravity side, you've most probably seen this booth. That. It's all over the internet. Hold on. Let's water this down. Let's have a look. Oh, that's better. Bloody hell. Okay. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what you would call the V7 Vril flying saucer. In fact, I was arguing with Grok because it was saying that this was the Avro car. I'm like, no, you dumbass, it's not the Avro car. And he was saying, yes, it is the Avro car. I'm like, no, it's not. You need to do a bit more research, Grok. I'll show you that in a bit. But yeah, if you've looked into anything to do with anti-gravity side of the German advanced technologies, you have seen this picture. In fact, there are actually 2 splices of this picture, but we want to see the whole original. Looks concrete. It does to a certain degree. That's the second part, okay? But it is one full picture, okay? But we're gonna get to the full picture, which, bear in mind, as a bit of a spoiler alert, I have not found, okay? It's very, very difficult to find. But I'm going to show you some documentaries and publications that show the full picture, but it's very, very grainy, okay? So that's the first one, and right on the side here, you got that. So technically, you are looking at. Oh, I'm spoiling everything, Nick. Well, I tell you, we'll get to that in a sec. Okay, so those are the 2 photographs. All right. I must do everything in order. So, I'll just take that off. Okay, so where to find this original photograph? Okay, I guess so. I guess it looks legit. I have to admit, but I want to find the original photograph, which is I just can't find anywhere. Okay, here, this is the first public knowledge of the photograph. Let's just do a bit of a backtrack on where the story of Haunabu and Vril flying saucers, because they're 2 anti-gravity sides of the flying saucers that were created during the Third Reich. Okay, so this right here is from the THG Society, the Tempelhof Gesellschaft, which, according to the internet or Grok, wherever you look at, basically it's a neo-Nazi organization or a secret society, a bit like the Tula Society or Tula Gesellschaft, okay? And this was a society that was based in Vienna from the late 80s to around about mid-2000s, around about when 9/11 happened, it sort of disbanded, basically. And there were 2 Austrians that were part of this society, Norbert Jürgen Rathofer and Ralph Ettel, that produced a number of publications throughout the 90s, well, late 80s and early 90s, actually throughout the 90s, I should say. But Norbert Jürgen Rathofer is the guy that pretty much wrote these publications. Now, before I get to that, to find these publications is extremely difficult, and I mean very, very difficult. You ain't going to find it anywhere. But it took me 10 years to actually find at least a couple of them. We're going to be talking about the Time Machine from 1988 in a bit. But this is the one we need to focus on, okay? The Vril project that came out in 1992, and this is by Norbert Jürgen Rathofer and Ralph Ettel. They also co-produce a few documentaries, okay? So this is the original publication from the society. Very, very rare publication. I try not to handle it too much because I don't get grease all over it, okay? But this is where that photograph came from, okay? And just to put the proof in the pudding, I'm going to show you the publication. In fact, if you put the Vril project in Google, you can actually find it on Internet Archive, and here it is right here. If you're struggling to find it, just let me know and I can send you the link. In fact, I'll put the link in description in a sec. Okay, the Vril project, here it is. It's about 120 pages long, and in here you can see Norbert Jürgen Rathofer, Ralph Ettel from 1992. Okay, so I'm going to scoop down, and this is where the story of Maria Orsic, the expansion of the Vril Society, and obviously the anti-gravity side that we're dealing with today. So here we're going to scroll down. Now it does show the flying discs, the anti-gravity flying discs, but they look like this. Very, very grainy crap. It's not in color. I mean, I would say if it was in black and white, it would be a bit better, but we're not really seeing the full scope of the actual pictures. But the one I want to show you today is, let's scroll down. Where is it to? It's down here somewhere. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me. Oh, where is it to? There's Maria Orsic. Maria Ortish from the Tula Gesellschaft. Where's the bloody photograph? Is there somewhere? God's sake. There it is. My God. Got there at the end. Near the end. Okay, so this is the photograph, okay? It's crap. It's grainy. The photograph that I showed you is a bit more close up. It's been cropped because it was taken from a documentary, but this was a bit more taken further back. And here is the flying saucer. Here's the man, and there's the car in the background, and that's the landscape. So this book doesn't do this picture any justice because it's very, very grainy and it's crap. Did they do this on purpose? Because if they showed us the full scope of the photograph, maybe it would look too fake. So they go like, right, okay, let's bring this out in the documentary, which I'll show you in a sec. Make it a bit grainy so it looks a bit more authentic, I guess. Maybe, I'm not too sure. But there it is. That is the first publication of that photograph, okay? From the Vril project. Where's my pen? Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's done. Vril project. PDF file. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is show you some clips, okay? Yeah, I tell you what, John, what you're talking about there, that's not the ship. Apparently the ship that she went to Aldebaran is that. The Vril Odin. That's it right there, baby. There it is right there. Well, some say it's actually the Hamnabu 5, which is, there's Sigrun. There's Maria Orsic. She has short hair there. Makes you think, doesn't it? That is apparently the transcript that she wrote down through her telepathic communications from the star system Aldebaran, 68 million light years away. It was all in Sumerian, okay? They translated it into English and it gave blueprints for these anti-gravity flying saucers. I've talked about this to death on this series. Actually, this is part 24 of German flying saucers. Where is it to? There it is, there. Oh, that's Hamnabu 3. Okay. All right, Hamnabu 2. All right, well, we'll skip that, but you get the idea. Get the idea. Right, okie dokie. Hey, TJ Fallon, how's it going, man? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. And happy Friday. Right, okay, so I'm going to show you some clips of this photograph, okay? So remember, it's this that we're talking about, all right? And let's start off with... Yeah. Okay, right. Well, first thing I need to mention, Norbert Jogger for Ralph et al. Wrote this publication right here. Like I said, extremely rare. But they also co-written 3 documentaries back in the late 80s and early 90s. And I'm going to show you one of them now. And it is up here somewhere. Okay, got it here. Fantastic. Let's bring this up. Okay, so 3 documentaries that they produced was UFOs, The Third Reich Strikes Back from 1988, which is the German version of this documentary, okay, which talks about the Hamnabu. It goes into like really specific details. It's on my Cosmic Twilight channel. In fact, I'm going to be uploading it to Alien Addict. I'm going to try and translate it into English because it's all in German, so you can't really understand, basically. But there's a lot of photographs that is not presented on the internet. But don't worry, I'm going to show you photographs of the Hamnabu that no one's kind of seen. So stay tuned, all right? Second documentary is the English version of that German documentary, which was called UFOs Secrets of World War II, German Flying Saucers. And that is the English version of the UFOs, The Third Reich Strikes Back. And that was released in 1992. And finally, I have about, how many copies? It's that one now. I've got about 4 copies of UFOs Secrets of the Third Reich, which was released in 1994. Okay, so those 2 Austrians, Norbert Rathofer and Ralph et al., part of the THG Society, the Tempelhof Gesellschaft, co-produced those documentaries. So it's all connected, okay? It was all connected. So let's start with UFOs Secrets of the Third Reich from 1994. I'm just going to show you some clips of the actual photograph, and it's going to be really difficult to kind of see. Those publications right there, see the blue ones? There we go. In fact, that one there. So to the right-hand side, right here, that's the publications. Look at that. See, I do as much research that I can. So for the people that are new into chat, when I talk about German flying saucers, it's no internet research. It's all based upon original publications, okay? So we're on part 24. So we've got a long way to catch up, basically. So it's all original publications, which I need to do a bit of a deep dive into this on next week's show. So there we go. That's for that there. But as I click play, let's put it a bit bigger for you guys. Oh, Johnny, thanks for becoming a member, mate. Oh, much appreciated. Thank you so much. And yeah, enjoy the content, I should say. Which I need to do some membership content. But no, thank you so much, Johnny. It's much appreciated, man. Enjoy, brother. Right, here we go. Check this out. Wait for it. Both there. Okay, that right there, it's really difficult to see. In fact, I could do a screenshot of that. Maybe that'll work if I did that. Save it. We can have a little bit of a look in that one. So there we can see the original photograph. This is the whole photograph with the flying saucer and with the man actually touching the top of it. All right. But there's a better version. Okay. And it's near the end of the documentary. And it's here. Wait for it. There's one really good photograph, which is this one. That I quite like that one, I have to admit. Flying saucer hovering, but you can actually see the landscape in the background. But wait for it. Wait for it. Both. Okay, so this is what people have been copying of this photograph, okay? But if you wait for a sec, it zooms in to the man. All right. So there we go. It's a tricky one, isn't it? I mean, look, my thoughts on the Houndboom Vril flying saucers. I mean, I just, you can say this is great evidence, but at the same time, if you look at like George Zamsky, Bully Meyer, Ed Walters from the Gulf Breeze sighting, they've got a backtrack record of faking stuff. I'm not necessarily saying this is the case here, but I think you would have seen this technology being used during the war, as they built several of these anti-gravity craft. I don't know. I wasn't there. It's a 80-long conspiracy, so I'm really not too sure. But it's up to you if you want to believe it. It's absolutely fine. I'm not going to stigmatize you whatsoever. But there we go. So we got that one there. Okay, so that's from UFO's Secrets of the Third Reich. Yeah, that it did. So in fact, TJ Fallon, you'll see some photographs I'm going to show you. That's underneath these flying saucers, which just has the Sig Runes symbol, which is not Sig Rune. The oh my god, I forgot what it's called now. The victory sign, which is like the lightning bolt underneath these flying saucers. It's immensely fascinating. Don't get me wrong. Okay, so that's from UFO Secrets of the Third Reich. And tell you what, I will upload that to Alien Addict this week. In fact, yeah, probably Sunday or something like that. So we've got UFO Secrets of the Third Reich, done that. So I've uploaded a very rare documentary. Well, it's actually an interview with Vladimir Tazinski. And here it is here. And he also has the original photograph.
Conventional engine, rocket engine driven interplanetary craft were probably never built because these were way more advanced. The engine, the gyroscopic engine, basically a...
There it is. So he's got the photograph himself. And I don't know where he's got it from. But this guy is my inspiration for researching into German flying saucers. Vlad, if you're out there, come forward to Alien Addict. I want to interview you. We miss you, buddy, honestly. But where did you get this photograph from?
A discus-shaped electric motor that was built inside the Vril 7.
There we go. It's kind of hard to tell. It really is. Go on then. I'm not too sure if it's fake. It's a tricky one. Is it tricky? So yeah, there's Vlad. He's got the actual photograph himself.
Craft was tested first by bolting a seat to the engine. It was a free energy engine, basically generating its own energy as it was flying, and it was flown in the air. We see the pilot here holding his hand. This is a very bad quality photograph, and this is a Mercedes-Benz car here parked in the background. In the documentary film, we have this in black and white.
Which you've just seen, all right? So Vladimir has that. So those are the three documentaries that I found the original photograph from. I still can't find it. I still cannot find it. Hey, how's it going, Eversaw? Nice to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Eversaw, do you know where this photograph is? I don't know. It's doing my nutting. I tried to stay away from the internet because it's not on the internet. I did have this photograph. I tell you what, let's bring up the actual pictures from my archive. Okay. So remember, that's the original from the Vril project. I have no idea where I got this from. This must be going back 2007-8. It might be altered. I'm not too sure. I can't remember where I got it from. I don't think I got it from a book because I saved all the books. It must have been from the internet. This is going back donkeys years ago, like 20 years ago. It must have been, at least. So here is the two pictures spliced into one. And I've just cropped the guy in there to make it as one picture. And I thought, well, that's from that documentary that I showed you from UFO Secrets of the Third Reich. And I put this in Grok or ChatGPT. I said, can you make this into one photograph? And this is what it did. It made that. All right. Interesting. Obviously, it's added more details into it. It's immensely fascinating, I have to admit. Is it would shows you what the craft possibly could have looked like in the actual flesh itself. And here is a better version of it. All right. Yeah. So if we actually had the original photograph, which I'm still looking for it, maybe it would look like something like this. So yeah, it is interesting, I have to admit. Now, I know I used AI here, but if we go back to the original one, you got the shadow underneath, and it looks like you got the shadow of the car, but the guy, there's no shadow whatsoever. You could say this is the model, for sure, but I don't know. It's just all speculation, really, to be honest. Hey, Dead Fish Cheese Bread, how's it going, man? I thought I saw you there. Hope you're doing well, mate. Welcome on in. Nice to see you. So there we go. This is the photograph of what Grok. Well, I actually did two photographs. That one, which actually looks like there's a wheel underneath that one. But again, this is AI. But it looks like a flying saucer on top of a tripod. So there we go. But I'm still on the hunt for it, and I will come to you at some point. Oh yeah, please do. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, please like and subscribe, guys. Yeah, oh, you got the link there. Fantastic. I'll save that one, mate. But yeah, please subscribe to TJ Fallon as he set up a new YouTube channel. I'd be interested to see, actually, mate. What was he dealing with, Rotary? Is it UFOs and stuff like that? Conspiracies? It's yeah. Looking forward to it, man. I'll have a little look. So what I'm about to show you now is photographs of the Haunebu in flight. Okay. Now, these are taken from a very rare documentary, which a lot of people have not seen. And this is from the Third Reich Strikes Back. Okay. So you're going to see some up-close shots of these Haunebu flying saucers. All right, sweet, man. Oh, yeah, definitely interested in that for sure. Nice one. I'll definitely check that out, man, for sure. So here we go. So these Haunebu flying saucers will have a gun turret underneath it. All right. And what I noticed with some of these photographs, it's you don't really see the landscape. It's just floating in the air. You do get some trees and branches, but it's not like an overall landscape you can actually see. All right. If you compare it to Billy Meyer, which I'm going to talk about Billy Meyer in a sec, just very, very quickly, and see what he used to do by using models. That's a hat, yeah. It resembles of a hat, but what's interesting about that Eversaw is that the fact that these flying saucers look just like George Adamski's flying saucers. You know, like the brim of the hat, what you're basically saying here. And it's actually mentioned in the publications as well. And some of them are blurry, which you would say that would happen if it's in flight, isn't it? Because obviously the motion blur and everything. Right, here we go. You got the Germans Knights Cross with the gun turret, which is very, very focused in on this. Now, an upside down Panther turret. I mean, how would you load these things? That's the other thing. And with the actual anti-gravity propulsion system would affect the actual missiles that are put into this craft itself. I don't know, it's all to do with speculation then at this point, isn't it? Or the gravity field, I should say. So this is what I mean. Yeah, you got the bush with the leaves, and then you have the typical brim of the hat flying saucer. Again, it's very fascinating, I have to admit. How's it going, man? Yeah, I wish. With our long blonde hair. Nice to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Again, so remember, they've made 5 models of these, and apparently they perfected this since 1938. So it begs to differ, why didn't they use this during the war? Now, that's the very, very typical. Hey, Chameleon UK, how's it going, man? Oh, yeah, at work. Oh, that's right. Yeah, pop back later, mate. I know you're at work, but yeah, pop in when you can, brother. But it's nice to see you. I love the picture of your cat, by the way. Nice to see you, man. Hope you've been staying cool as well. So here we go. That's a very typical Haunebu flying saucer. That is all over the internet, this photograph. This one, again, it's like I said, not a lot of a landscape view. Do you know what I mean? There we go. So that there, the lightning bolt, is actually called, yeah, it's called a Sig rune. I was right. I was trying to think about that. It's the victory symbol. It's actually 2 lightning bolts, actually. And it's actually a rune. You know, the runes you see, like these symbols that symbolizes like faith, healing, spirituality. And this one specifically is actually victory. All right. And I think this is from the Vril series. Oh, mate, I'm so sorry about your cat. Oh, mate, that must be heartbreaking, mate. Oh, yeah, sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, cats are like my cat is like my precious thing. Where you too, mate? Go chase those squirrels. And there we go. Typical Haunebu with the upside down panther turret. So those 2 photographs you can actually see online. And this is the Haunebu 2. So they've got a similar sort of shape. Oh, 15 years. That's good, mate, for a cat. That's pretty bloody good. 15 years. There we go. This one here. Okay, it's hard to bloody make out what it is. Obviously, it's the edge of the actual flying saucer. But Billy Meyer could have done a better job than that. Hence the wedding cake photograph that he's taken. Yeah, there's 2 different thoughts on that one, Dead Cheese Spread. There were 2 counter-rotating. I'm not talking about the bell. I'm talking about these magnetic plates that were inside these flying saucers here that would create its own like gravity field, like its own bubble. What you state in here, and that's what's made it basically fly. But there's also another method called a tachyon drive as well. In fact, I'll probably put this up to a later episode to talk about the propulsion systems and that. I need to go back into the original publications because two publications says two different things, and I'm like, well, which one is it? You know, they talk about hand cooler's tachometer. That was part of the anti-gravity drive, and it's kind of a bit all over the place. But I'll clarify that in the future episode. Write that down here. But yeah, the concept of what you're saying now, yeah, is right. Basically, its own static field for sure. But would that affect the upside down Panther turret and the missiles in it? There goes another one. Hey, Grandmaster Gav, how's it going, man? Nice to see you. Brilliant. It's a tricky one, mate. It really is. It really is. But nice to see you, Grandmaster Gav. Nice to see you, mate. Again, grainy photographs. There we go. I want to believe. I want to believe, but I'm not too sure, guys. I'm really not too sure. It's just like a dinner plate. Okay, that's it. So those are the flying saucers from the documentary, which I will be uploading to Alien Addict this probably tomorrow or Sunday. All right. The VZ9, which is another word for these flying saucers, you can actually see here. There's a hooray of photographs. Hooray of photographs, I should say. Yeah, so yay. I would definitely agree with you on that one, man. Yeah, absolutely. Boeing bot, is that right? Boeing bot, is that right? Nice to see you. Nice, welcome on in. Nice to see you. Yes, I would say keep your eyes to the skies. I would say absolutely, 100%. There's one photograph right here. In fact, I tell you what. Let's go back to UFO Secrets of the Third Reich and I can show you this. A better quality of this one here. Let's have a look. Up here. There we go. Right. And it is over here somewhere. Okay, cool. Right, here we go. Check this out. So in here is the propulsion system itself. It was a circular anti-gravity drive, and apparently, now don't quote me on this one, there were two counter-rotating discs inside this, not the bell, but this is another aspect they're talking about, and it talks about Hans Kohler's tachometer. Actually, no, come to think about it, that's the same photograph that they've taken from that publication. Yeah, but the man standing on top of it, that's another thing. I tell you what, I'm going to get a better version of that. Bear me 2 seconds. I've got it here. Where is it to? UFO Secrets of the Third Reich. Just go to the Cosmic Twilight. Okay. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to come out of that, because that one has no speaking, but this one does. Okay, let's go back to that there.
Possibility of traveling to the stars. Before the end of 1934, the Vril Society had built its first light aircraft.
Hey, Twisted Hippie, how's it going? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. We'll get to that in a sec. You see the head popping up in one of the photographs. Right, 2 seconds. Check this out.
The RFC-2 round aircraft. It was fitted with an improved Vril propulsion system and, for the first time, magnetic impulse steering. It measured hardly more than 16 feet from end to end, but it worked. It already possessed two typical characteristics of UFOs: the optical blurring of the contours when accelerating, and the colored lights depending on the level of power applied: red, orange, yellow, green, white, blue, or violet. Despite its advanced flying capabilities, the RFC-2 remained virtually unnoticed by the political leadership of the time. The same fate was to befall the first jet-propelled aircraft 4 years later: the HE-138, the HE-176, and the HE-280. Only the SS showed a slight interest in the work of the Vril Society. Its own Black Sun formation had meanwhile set up Research Department 4, SSE-4 for short, which was responsible for coming up with alternative sources of energy. What is certain is that their aim was to make Germany independent of foreign crude oil imports.
Okay. Where is it to? Isn't there somewhere? Skip forward to this.
Experiments. In contrast to the simple Vril prototype, the Haunebu was a complicated proposition. However, because of the form of its power unit, it offered considerably more storage space.
All right, I tell you what, I don't want to be flapping around too much. I've got a lot to talk about today. But these two documentaries I definitely will upload. But I want to talk about the propulsion system, okay? Because I just want to clarify a few things into this, okay? I'm just not too sure about Haunebu. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are actual documentations in regards of some sort of flying saucer built during World War II. And I have talked about that in fact, I might have some, I think I might grab it up here. I've got all my files here. Might be able to see it here. Yeah, I mean, okay, tell you what, let's bring this up very, very quickly. I mean, yes, don't get me wrong. There are documentations, especially this FBI report of German field propulsion sources. Okay. This is from Henry E. Stevens' book from 1957. Now, you would think that these will be in the new UFO files, which most probably, and will get circulated around X or Twitter, and it'll be like, oh my god, this proves, German created flying saucers, when this has been declassified for many, many years. Okay. And it's saying right here, during 1944, this guy here, that his name's been redacted, observed a vehicle described as circular and shaped, 75 to 100 yards in diameter, approximately 14 feet high. The vehicle was observed to slowly rise vertically to the height significant to clear the 40-foot wall, and to move slowly horizontally a short distance out of view, obstructed by trees. The engine of the tractor failed to operate during this period, and on another occasion, a high-pitched whining noise heard in the area. Makes you think, doesn't it? So it's like, okay, are we talking about the turbine-driven aircraft here? Or are we talking about something that's anti-gravity? And did it make, like it says here, a high whining pitched noise? Okay. So this is going to be my predictions, that the fact that this document will be released at some point in the fourth batch of the UFO files, I pretty much guarantee it, because it has been declassified. It's just some of the names might not be redacted. Might be redacted, or might not be. We'll see. It's got the date there. Well, it says 1959. But again, we do have documentations that suggest that there have been, and here's another one from the FBI as well. That's the original document right there. And here is another one. This is from Henry E. Stevens' books. So there are some prisoners of war that immigrated to America and working for these programs. I mean, we're talking about the Jewish concentration camp workers here that are dealing with working on these projects. So yeah, this is from the 1950s. Yeah, 1952 it's saying here. It's 1957. So there we go. So in regards of Haunebu, I'm not too sure. I'm really not too sure. There is one publication. I'm going to show you right here. The Time Machine from 1988 from the THG Society. And I actually do have it here. I'm going to show you. I'm going to stop that there. And here it is here. Okay, so this is Norbert Jorgen Rathofer. This is all in Austrian, so it's called The Time Machine. And this is the first publication that was released from the Society from 1988. And if we scroll down, you can see the photographs. There we go. Pretty much what I showed you not long ago. In fact, I think I talked about this not too long ago, actually. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, so Haunebu 2. And those are the Panther turrets underneath it. So there we go. So it all dates back to publications. So if you want to know where the stories come from, that's where it all started from. Because the amount of videos I've seen on YouTube of people talking about Haunebu and Vril, they have no concept of where the stories come from. And there's just so much like misinformation. I was going to talk about a video of this other YouTuber talking about it. But I was like, you know, I don't know how to popularize these people. But again, people got their different interpretations. But here on Alien Addict, you're getting the balls, tits, and ass. And what I mean by that, I am talking about the original publications where it all started from. Okay, so that's that there. But going back to this photograph right here, I will come back at a later point if I can actually track down this original photograph. Yeah, that's AI. I understand that. But this is what it would look like. Okay. And then we can kind of make out whether or not it's made out of like 2x4s or yeah, something on the lines of maybe a model. It might be the real thing. I don't know. Because you got to look at shadows and stuff like that, the landscape in the background, whether or not to find out whether or not it's actually fake. Now, talking about fakery, let's talk about. So I did a video on, so we're going to move away from that. So I hope that's a clarification. Basically, I showed you the documentaries, where the publications are, where the actual photograph came from. In fact, I'll tell you what, as a bit of a laugh, I was arguing with Grok. I'm going to bring that up here. So I said here, let's bring it up a bit bigger. So I said, where does this photograph originate from? And it's, do you know what Grok said? This photo shows the Avro Canada VZ9 Avro car. This was the experimental vertical landing and takeoff, the VTOL flying saucer. And it's that photograph. And I'm like, no, it's not. That's not the Avro car. And I said, this is not the Avro car VZ9. And Grok says, this is the Avro car VZ9. And it gave me a whole description of it. And I said, you got this wrong again. Think harder. And it said, I've double checked. More researchers. Oh, this is an experimental aircraft. And it says, this is still the Avro car VZ9. And then I put the two photographs. So that's the Avro car, okay, which is like a donut shaped device, which is a real thing. And then you had that, okay? And I said, says, how does the first photograph of the Avro car looks like the second photograph? Two completely different crafts. I fucking said, sorry for swearing, it says, these are the same vehicle. It's like, no, they're not. They're completely different. This is the Avro car, just shown in a different configuration, angle, lighting, and testing phase. You have got to be kidding me. And I put, this is the Vril 7 Nazi flying saucer, not the Avro car. And he goes, no, this is not the Vril 7. And then I put again, you are still wrong. Look at these crafts of the two separate photographs. They're two different crafts. There is no photo. There's no pictures of the VZ9 Avrocar online that shows this, like the second photo. Please explain yourself. And it goes, they are the same craft. It's the Avrocar again. I'm like, oh my god, seriously. And then eventually I put in. Did it take it away? I think I had a go at it. It probably deleted it. I think it deleted it. But Grok was saying that the Avrocar is that. Couldn't believe it. So don't trust Grok of anything you say about this, because it's absolutely pot of wank half the time. So there we go. So yes, the black and white photograph right there. This is still from the official US Air Force test film of the Avrocar configuration test program of the VZ9 Avrocar. Absolute complete joke. So yeah, don't trust Grok on anything about that. Did I put a chat? It might have been ChatGPT actually. Yeah, I put in the I just noticed that. Yeah, I actually put in the IA photo. Nice to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. In fact, I tell you what. Let's bring up this one here. So the original photograph right here. Okay. So I put in, this is in ChatGPT. Where does the original photograph come from? And again, this is saying that is the Canada VZ9 Avrocar from the late 50s, early 60s. And it says what publications or documentary they actually came from. And it's saying here it's definitely from the Avrocar program. And I put this craft is actually the Vril flying saucer, and it says there's actually no claims of this. There's no historical record, I should say. And then I put, how does the first photograph look like the second photograph? Because it kept on saying it's the Avrocar, basically. And in here, it was still saying it's still the Avrocar. And I says, you are wrong. I came here for an explanation and you failed. And it says, that's a fair criticism. And then I actually told ChatGPT where the photograph actually came from. And he goes, oh, thanks for pointing that out. You are correct. The Vril project from 1992 by Norbert Jorger Rathofer and Ralph et al. So in fact, what I've done, I've just told told ChatGPT is learned from its mistakes, and I basically corrected it. So if I guarantee if I put it in again, it's now going to come up with the answer that I told it. So I've got to be very careful with these AI programs, you know. So in one way, don't trust Grok or ChatGPT or AI in general. Do you know what I mean? So back to the photograph. I shall have a look the best that I can in regards of this AI one here. But yeah, you get the gist of it. Have I got the original one here? Ooh, that one there, I think. Yeah. But there we go. In due course. I will not give up the search. But there we go. Right. Secondly, I did a video on Billy Meyer, which every time I do a video on Billy Meyer, I tend to lose subscribers. Don't know why. And I found this really fascinating video footage, which I'm about to show you now. So if you want to believe in Billy Meyer, that's absolutely fine. But but there's been a lot of people that says to me, well, I say a lot of people, that some people have said to me, well, basically, Billy Meyer actually had contact and he did take photographs of the flying saucers itself. But then later on, he started to fake it. And I think to myself, well, if he got the real thing, why did he feel the need to actually fake it? Do you know what I mean? Like the whole thing doesn't kind of make any sense. I'm going to have a gin and tonic now. Put that in there. Beautiful. So what I'm about to show you now, it's something that I found quite amusing, all right? So you see this flying saucer, you know, going back and forth and all that. But if you have a look, you see someone's head popping up. Let's check this out. God, that's strong. Bloody hell. Look, check this out. I mean, would a flying saucer actually fly like that? Like, what? Right here? Like that. It's Billy Meyer with his one arm. it looks like there's a person hiding behind some models. So if I could just go back, okay, so we all know that the fact that Billy Meyer was a model builder. Yes, I know he had one arm. Okay, we all know that. And we also know that he would make these miniature models of trees, houses. And what he would do, quite cleverly, he would put that in the landscape in the background, and he would have these flipping flying, like these model flying saucers flying around. I mean, just look how it swings. Yeah, I've seen that, Ben. Yeah. Hey, Dan Peters, how's it going, man? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. But like I said, if you want to believe in Billy Meyer, that's absolutely fine. I'm not going to stigmatize you whatsoever. But for me, he's got a backtrack record of faking a lot of stuff. And I did talk about that going back a couple of days ago when I uploaded the video. It's the dinosaur photographs and all that. In fact, do I still have here? I do. Let's have a look. Or did I get rid of it? I don't think I did. Yeah, I think I got rid of it. He's in shorts. Oh, here it is. Okay, fantastic. Okay, we can have a look at this in a sec. Oh, there is music with it. Sorry. Bloody things swing. Look at that. What do you think? Faking gay, mate. Anyway, but there we go. You can kind of see someone's head bloody poking up there. Look at that. Oh, that's backing music. Hell yeah. So there we go. I tell you what, one thing I find interesting, and I think, Ben, you talked about this in chat, is this. The actual photographs of Billy Meyer's time in space. And these were actually taken from books, TV shows, especially the ones from, yeah, here it is. Here's the Palladians. And you can kind of see exactly where I got it from. So this is from the Michael Della Rave. Oh, Michelle, sorry. Michelle, Susan, Wanda, the Dean Martin Verity Show. So you can kind of see where he got this photograph from. But it makes the thing, like, why would he need to fake it? This is it. Like that one there, that was taken from a book from the 1960s, and it was from a Czech Republic book in regards of like prehistoric dinosaurs and stuff like that. So when you get caught out like that repeatedly, your credibility goes out the window. It's a bit like I mentioned in the video. It's like being in a relationship. Hey, Nathan, you made it. Don't worry, I just talked briefly about Billy Meyer. Was it Nathan? Was it you, brother, who talked about Billy Meyer actually? You had a real contactee with these Palladians, but then he started faking photographs later on. Have I got that one wrong? I'm not too sure on that one. But yeah, it's the way I would describe it is a bit like being in a relationship. It's like your spouse, he or she, cheats on you, and then they say, oh, I'm never going to do that again. But at the same time, you don't know how long they've been cheated for. It could have been like a full-blown affair. And my philosophy, and it's the same for my girlfriend as well, if any one of us cheats once, done. That's it. I will never, ever trust you again. Our relationship will be over. And I treat that the same with Billy Meyer. You know, once you fake it once, that's it. You've just lost credibility. You've lost credibility and trust, because you don't know if he cheated once, he's probably going to cheat again. See what I mean? I sort of add that equation into here, but he's been caught so many times. Right, he had the real contact, then he started doing art. Yeah, I kind of makes sense to me. It's yeah, with that, Dan, I'm not too sure what are the original photographs though. This is it. I mentioned it in the video that I'm not too sure what is original and what he faked later on. I mean, I'm guessing like the wedding cake photograph has probably been faked, because it's like some of them are quite far-fetched. I've got it in my archive here, so look. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here is the wedding cake photograph. You would have thought it'd be a lot bigger than that. Yeah. They did find the prop in the attic though. Yeah, same with the Golf Breeze sighting as well. The one-armed bandit. There's this one that they found in the attic. Yeah, this is it, man. You know, if you look through his photographs, you had the typical flying saucers, and then you had this one right here, which I know for a fact it has been debunked, because the base of this is actually a Switzerland dustbin lid. I thought it was real when I was a kid. I really did. There's one when it's like above a car. It's like you gotta laugh, really. We've got another one here. Yeah, this is another one. Check this out. Every time you see a Billy Meyer photograph, it's always sticking out of a bloody tree. Look at that. You gotta laugh. Yeah, it looks like it. It's like everyday sort of appliances or like Christmas tree decorations and stuff like that. But I'm gathering this is a fake tree that he's incorporated into the background, and he's had this fly. I mean, what the flipping flying saucer crashed land into a tree. Do you know what I mean? I just gotta laugh after. Like now, you know, I've been in this field for a long period of time, and I always found Billy Meyer's photographs and video footage immensely fascinating when I was a kid. And I actually mentioned in the video that I kind of find his sightings quite nostalgic. But now I'm at the age of 36. I really look at it with a critical eye and going, actually, this might be fake. Actually, I know it's fake, basically. But it's good for the time, though, isn't it? That's another one. Oh, you gotta laugh. Look, check this out. Look. Look. In fact, the trees are used in same photographs and video footage. That's it. Perspective tricks. That's it, Nathan. That's I couldn't figure the word. Yeah. Hey, Dennis Digital. Dennis Digital. Oh my god, I can't believe you. Dennis Digital Dump. There we go. It's all the words crammed together. I think that's right. Yeah, good old Billy Meyer. He was creative for sure. And the crap lens hid a lot of the dorkiness in the setup. Yeah, this is it. Because you got to think this is 1970s. It's not the best of cameras that was used. But still, it fooled me when I was a kid. We got another one there. I probably got one more. Oh, this is the one, Nathan. This is brilliant. I love these photographs. I know they're fake, but look, check this out. Look, one more. Look. It's the same tree. Believe it or not, it's actually the same tree. And someone actually went to the same location. It was above this hill. It's actually where Billy Meyer lives. And they found that the tree was not actually there. So it goes to show it's most probably a model. But if you look at the size of the tree, it's such a small flying saucer. You know what I mean? Oh, dear. Oh, yeah, that one there. Yeah, okay, right. Check. Okay, look at the one on screen. Okay. Tree gives energy. Duh. Trees do talk to each other, though, I have to admit. Oh, hold on, wait for it. This is the classic one. One more, just for shits and giggles. There. Both. Oh, oh, thank you so Applicant, oh, thank you so much, man. Oh my god, the $20. That's amazing. Thank you so much, man. Much appreciated. I can't thank you enough. Thank you. Check out Lee Haley and Jim's. Oh yeah, I've read about that. Let me just write this down because it gives me some content for next week's show. Yeah, Jim Sparks. I've heard about them. Art Bell's interview. Oh right, sweet. Sparks a few times. Which information that the best. Oh, sweet. All right, that sounds quite interesting, actually. Yeah, love Art Bell. Absolutely love Art Bell. Sorry, I'll put that down there. All right, Bell. I'll go check that out, man. Give me something to listen to during the week. Thank you so much for the $20, man. That is much appreciated. Thank you so much. It'll go a long way here on Alien Addict. Thank you so much, man. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the show. And once again, thank you so much. It's much appreciated. But yeah, I'll go definitely check those out. Yeah, art is good. In fact, I've got a few Art Bells on my archive. Actually, it's all over the internet. You can go find it yourself. But yeah, it's immensely fascinating. Hey, how's it going? Oh my god, is that the alcohol hitting in? Wheezy, Jay Wheezy, is that right? Hope you do well, mate. And yeah, welcome into the show. Right, what else we got here? All right, so Billy Meyer, I know for the fact that he's fake. Okay, but if you believe that he had a real experience, that's absolutely fine. But if anyone's got the real photographs, the original photographs, send it over to me. So I'd love to see that. Talking about fakery. I don't know if anyone's seen a clip. Meyer's early ones were different. Okay, man. All right, sweet. I'll do a bit more digging. I'll have a little look, brother. I'll have a little look. Where we to? Okay, let's get rid of that. So Russell Callahan, who I interviewed, actually, I'm going to show you his clip in a sec. Let's get rid of that. He talked about Heini Musa. Now, he actually met Heini Musa and went to his house, actually slept over to his house during this conference back in the 90s. And in here, there is a really good UFO sighting back in the day over Mexico in 1997, okay? Check this out.
You've seen the clip. I'm sure people have seen it on the site. But Jaime Maussan.
I was going to say that, yeah, Heini Musa. Here's another one.
A big name in Mexico, in South American, in television. You know, his 24-hour program is something sort of equated to Newsnight. Well, it's nothing like Newsnight. It's full of 10 minutes of news stories and 50 minutes of whatever. But Jaime started showing UFO footage to the people of Mexico. And they liked it. And Jaime started showing some more UFO footage. And they liked it even more. Then he started running congresses, he called it. I've been to his conferences in Mexico, in Acapulco. Thousands of people, 2,000-3,000 people in these auditoriums, all paying their $10, $15, $20 to listen to Jaime talk and present this stuff. And of course, we all thought at the time this is iffy, but the the piece of footage that comes to mind is the one where the daylight UFO is filmed going behind this block
This
of
block of flats. That's
block
it.
of
Yeah.
flats in Mexico. And Amy's story behind all this was some time ago. It took a long time to find the location and to find the people who filmed this. This was very difficult to do. And I'm staying with Jaime. I'm his guest. And believe you me, Jaime lived well. He lived in a very, very nice house. It's on the mountainside. It's got its own forest surrounding it. His security man was an ex-policeman. That tells you something. And 24-hour security at the property. So it was known. Was he a target to whatever? But it was, to use a phrase, it was a very famous person in Mexico. And I'm filming around the house and what have you, and getting a few bits together for hard evidence. We were out there. We weren't going to miss the opportunity to get interviews while we were out there. And I'm stood in this gap in the trees. And I'm looking, I'm thinking, that looks a little bit familiar. Zoomed in on the camera. No, that can't be. Put the digital zoom on the camera as it was at the time. I'd only a camcorder with me. It was a Sony Digital 8 camcorder. I've still got the thing in a cupboard at the side of me here. Sure enough, the very difficult to find block of flats, 2 of them, were there in the viewfinder of the camera. If you stood, this was the only gap in the trees in Jaime's garden, and stood and looked, you were looking at this very difficult place where the UFO had been filmed. Without coming, oh my goodness me, what's going on here? Anyway, back at Jaime's office, his producer.
There we go. Yeah. So Russell Callahan, in fact, we're going to do like another interview to talk about the Calvine UFO footage. My God, that alcohol's really hitting me. Bloody hell. God, strong. It's 14%. No wonder, Nick. Bloody hell. Yeah, he actually stayed with Heine because I know Russell actually went over when he was filming Hard Evidence, which all the videos are uploaded to Alien Addict. And when he went to Heine's place, as he was there as a guest, he was like filming around the house and all that, and filming outside, and then he saw the gap between the trees, and then he saw the block of flats, and obviously that's where that footage came from. But Heine said that it was hard to track down where the location of the actual UFO was, and it's like, well, you can see it through the trees, and that's Heine Mason's garden, by the way. So it goes to show, like Twisted Hippie said here, busted. Are we saying here, Nathan? I went to a UFO conference down in Nashville when I was about 13. I can't remember hardly any of it. Nick, I think I said I went to see Giorgino. I think that was misremembered. Is that his producer, by any chance? Giorgiano, is that right? Giorgiano? Not too sure, because I know Heine Masson actually had a producer of that name, maybe? I don't know. And I know who's another grifter as well. Don't know if he's still with Heine, but Heine's still doing it again with the Boogosphere, which was proven to be fake. I knew it would anyway. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, it was a good interview. That's my first proper interview. I was actually quite chuffed with that. So yeah. But yeah, I want to talk about the Calvine case. Oh, that's it there. So look. Let me just write that down, Nathan. Hold on. I'm gonna write that down quickly. G. That name does sound familiar, brother. It does. Oh, him. Oh, God. I couldn't blame. I knew the name ringed a bell. The thing is, mate, I don't watch Ancient Aliens. I don't watch it. So, unfortunately, I'm not really in that sort of field, because anything to do with that program has to do with aliens. It could be the pyramids, it could be Mars, you know, it could be sort of anything really. So I think it is actually. Bloody hell. Yeah, not used to it. It's very nice though, don't get me wrong. But yeah, oh, that guy there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Ancient Aliens. Yeah. What were you saying about him as well? Did you actually meet him? Did you? Yeah. God, 13. It must have been like a few years ago, mate, isn't it? Go back in the day. Oh, the one in Antarctica. All right, yeah. There's so many bloody episodes on Ancient Aliens. I've never really caught on to it, mate, to be honest with you. Don't really watch TV. I'm more down to like old school research here. Oh, you didn't meet and it was somebody else. Okay. 3 other people. All right, fair enough, man. Fair enough. Um, what was I going to show you next? Oh, that was it there. Yeah. So Russell mentioned in the interview that I did with him that the fact that there was this video footage of a B-52 bomber taken off, and then suddenly you see this tic tac fly into the screen. Oh, mate, don't worry. Most of it's going to be me, mate. It's the alcohol talking. I've been really into cocktails recently. In fact, we're going out tomorrow with the missus. There's a cocktail bar we're going to. Oh dear, Nick. Slippery slope. No, I enjoy a fruity alcohol drink. I really do. I like. I'll have. What do I've got here? I've got mango margarita, passion fruit martini. I love an espresso martini. Absolutely love it. We went to a place that has sold absolutely incredible cocktails. I had a pina colada and it was absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, enough about alcohol talk. Let me show you the footage. So here is Russell Callahan's YouTube channel. And he's giving me permission to actually use his footage. And right here, you will see this stealth bomber. Is it the B-52? I think he said B-52. No, is it U2? I can't remember. Oh, Long Island iced tea. All the way, dude. Oh, mate, that sounds banging. How's it going, drunken all fuzziness? That's like me at the moment. I'm doing well. Here's the B2. When I say B-52, that's the alcohol talking. There we go. Okay, B2. So here we have the footage, and you can see basically a tic-tac going right across the screen. But I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. All right, check this out. There. See it? Wait for it. There. Stop there. Hold on, let's go back a bit. Now, thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think? Now, obviously, it's taken in the 90s, so the camera footage is pretty grainy for the time. Definitely white dot. Comedian UK saying seagull. Hey, Chillster, how's it going, man? Did I say hello to you? Sorry, man, if I missed you. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Buddy Cord, nice to see you, brother. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Lens flare from an angle traveling. Comparative movement. I'm not too sure. I mean, lens flare, technically, there'll be some sort of sunlight reflected into the actual lens itself, which give off like a big circular ball. So I'm not too sure on that one. Hey, Alex Sackerman, how's it going, man? Sinister Forces by Peter Lavender. Oh, brilliant. Fabulous book by Tom DeLonge and Peter Lavender. Secret Machines Part 1, Gods Part 2, and War Part 3. Oh, okay. All right, so he's got a series of books there. All right, sweet. Well, definitely go check it out. And it's my brand new bookcase I've got behind me. But nice to see you, Alex. Hope you're doing well, brother. Nice to see you. What we're saying here. Hey, Gary Williams. Nice to see you, man. I was heading towards the sun location, judging by the shadow on the B2. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Possible lens flare. Hey, Jason, 22 Internet. Nice to see you, man. Martians. What would like to believe? Swamp gas. Bin lid. Community UK. Venus. Would wake up to beef stews. Okay, yeah. It's a tricky one, isn't it? Let's just go back again. Let's have a little look. It's moving quite fast, I have to admit. Stunning plane, though, I have to admit. Might be a bit of flapping involved there, maybe. I guess so. I just want to grab your thoughts on that one, guys. I wasn't really too sure. It looks like a Tic Tac. But normally what we see with hey Sadie, how's it going? Oh, you got cocktail emojis, lovely. Oh, cheers. So basically, I'm getting hammered on Alien Addict. I'm only joking. Basically, what we've seen through footage that's been released from, well, recent years, basically, you see footage of birds, but you can see it flaps a little bit. But once again, the footage that's been released recently has been infrared. But this, it's full color. But this was taken back in, I think, late 80s. Sorry, late 90s, I would say. Get coffee. No, I'm right, man. I'm all good. I'm just joking. But no, coffee does sound good, though. See what for coffee, mate. That's why I'm wearing a vest. So yeah, I am not too sure on that one. But Sadie, it is really nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. But one more time. Interesting. Okay. But many thanks to Russell Callahan for letting me use that footage. I just want to get you guys' opinions on that one, to be honest with you. So there we go. Right. Okay. Tic Tac, one's done. We talked about Billy Meyer. Right. Let's bring up X. Got a few things on X to talk about. Let's bring this up. To that, and to that. Beautiful. So, UAP Reporting Center. This is twice now this has happened, right? So this was recorded over the Pacific. Oh my God, no! Slow your radar down. This was recorded over Pacific near Northern California. It was featured as a strange-looking object, maybe the size of a compact car, completely stationary over the water. I can't vouch for the source or explain what it is, but it's pretty interesting. Check this out. I'm going to show you the original video. It's good though. Billy Meyer, ER out, mate. Look at that. Oh, in regards to that coffee, mate, I'll actually have some mushroom coffee being delivered, hopefully Monday. It's supposed to be arriving today, but it's taking a couple of days, I think, because of the heat, basically. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. So there we go. Check this out. Does it look like it's actually coming out of the water? Let's go back a bit. No, it's out of the water. Okay. Right. There we go. Fascinating footage. It really is. Don't get me wrong. Wait for it. There we go. Right. Someone goes, oh, I found the source of it. Do you know where it came from? Where is it to? Let me first find the video. Where is the video? Oh dear. This is twice it's happened now this year. It didn't disturb the water. Yeah, I just saw. All right, third phase of the moon. God bless you. 9 years ago. Right, check this out. Ready? All right, here we go.
Condemned by the gods, trying to cover up the evidence. This is, in my opinion, huge evidence. You got to share this with your friends, people, because right now you're seeing, in my opinion, possible Atlantis remains. Now let's get to this next incredible video right now.
Check this out. Hey,
September
Moody,
12th,
how's it going, mate?
2016. Take a look at this video. Stan submitted this via our Google Gmail earlier this morning, and when we looked at this right away, I noticed the reflection off this craft. So something is hovering right above the water. This is quite impressive. I see no prop blades of any kind. This isn't a drone that I'm aware of.
Hey, Godstopper, how's it going, man? Hey, Gary Williams, nice to see you, mate. I did say hello.
Also, if there's any kind of propulsion device besides anti-gravity, you would see some kind of displacement of movement on the water's surface.
Does it lift up, though?
Is this something military or something otherworldly? I'm not quite sure.
It's good, though. For 9 years ago, it's pretty bloody good.
What we're looking at.
2016.
People, leave your comments below. Take a
Hey,
look.
Beano from Oz, nice to see you, mate. Nice to see you. Oh, cheers, mate. Much appreciated.
Simplified
Oh,
buildings,
adverts, go
make them
away.
More understandable to more people. Make them.
Go sponsor Alien Addict. Sponsor me. I need a new bookcase. Third one. Hold on, let's get out of there. Wait for it. Oh, another ad. Thad Brooks, sponsor Alien Addict. Right, here we go. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, just feast your eyes on this. Let's listen to it again.
We're looking at. I see all kinds of weird components above the craft itself.
Yeah,
Could
it's not really.
components? Very closely, what are we looking at? I see all kinds of
distorted
weird
water.
components above the craft itself. Could this be its operational system?
Okay, just watch the footage.
Drones lock in via GPS, and it looks quite locked in. This is definitely very stationary. There is a slight rotation to the craft itself. Mortimer states he was about 300 feet away from this craft. He heard no noise whatsoever. Stan says he's...
All right, okay. All right, cheers, third phase of the moon. I think that's Blake, isn't it? Right, let's get back to this footage right here. Okay, I think so. Oh, the volume up? It is up. Maybe someone's put this through like AI. But it's the same footage, but it's more... Yeah, actually, come to think about it now, it's all been blurred. Because there were some colours on this craft itself. And it didn't rise up. But now looking at it... Because there's a cutscene there. See it? It cuts. Wait for it. There. And then it rises up. Yeah. But there we go, guys. This is twice has actually happened now for the fact that... There it is. That's the original. Right there. That's from Star Wars. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, fantastic. So, again, we are getting more fakes on top of fakes. Welcome to ufology. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 49k views. I can't even get that on Alien Addict. So you see a lot of people grifting. But yeah, you're saying there, Nathan, no splash whatsoever. Absolutely fake. Fakest and gayest, as one would say. There we go. Right, okay. Let's put a bit bigger so you can see. There we go. What else we got here? Heine Musan. Oh, Heine. Let's see what you got in store. Let's have a look.
Ya lo perdí de vista. Ah, ya lo.
OVNI en el Ajusco, vamos a...
Ah, desapareció.
No, sigue ahí.
Ahí sigue. Pero se está
What are the chances it's just going to cut like that?
alejando.
Do we see the craft actually move? Wait
No
for
manches
it.
que se ve el cerro bien clarito,
Sabe.
pero no se alcanza a ver. Si estamos cerquita.
Es que son alienígenas, Dani.
Sorry, I never learned. I know. Sorry.
Ah, chinga, ¿dónde es eso? Ah, ya lo vi.
Ah, la vi.
Alienígenas ese güey. Ya lo perdí de vista. Ah, ya lo vi.
Looks like your flying saucer. It's going to cut in it.
OVNI en el Ajusco, vamos a...
It's near the end of the video.
Ah, desapareció.
No, sigue ahí.
Ahí sigue. Pero se está alejando.
Really annoying. Do you know what I mean? You want to see these UFOs, you know, at least do something, you know, come out a shot, flying away. In fact, I'll show you footage in a sec, regards of a flying saucer flying away. Once again, Jaime's at it once more. Right, Anna Polina Luna reveals that Christopher Mellon helped Congress identify where they located the requested UFO videos that were released by the Trump tranche.
That you did. Quick thank you to
She's pretty gorgeous.
Christopher Mellon over here for everything.
Right, first things first. If you've been paying attention to Dark Journalist actually got in contact, with, no, in fact, David Grosh actually got in contact with Dark Journalist saying that he was a fan and would he like to go on to have an interview with Dark Journalist? Daniel, I think his name's Daniel, isn't it? And then Grosh said, no, I can't do that because Christopher Mellon will not be happy with me doing that. And it makes you think, why are you involved with Christopher Mellon? Makes you think, doesn't it? You know, is he under the wings of Christopher Mellon? Which he obviously is. So it makes you think there is an upper hand that are stopping these so-called whistleblowers coming forward to actually give their honest opinion. Because the thing is with Grosh now is that the fact that he's given more testimony, but it's details that we hadn't heard before. It's more I say hardcore, but it's more evidence. I'd say it's not really evidence either. It's more that the fact that he's seen photographs, like you mentioned about plasmoids. Why didn't you mention that about 3 years ago when he first mentioned it on News Nation? So there's a lot of information that's been coming forward with Grosh that he keeps on changing the story. It's still there, but he's adding stories onto it, which it seems to be a lot of people in ufology doing that sort of same reoccurrence. A bit like Lua Elizondo. Same sort of thing, you know. But Christopher Mellon is the person involved of releasing or actually finding the video footage. And I have to admit that the footage we've been receiving has been absolutely dire. Terrible, terrible footage. So again, he's part of the banking corporation. I believe, you know, he's part of the national intelligence. And we should not believe any people, again, with Lua Elizondo, any people involved in the intelligence agency. We need to be very, very cautious of what information that comes out of these people's mouths, because we're not going to get the truth. And it just goes to show that the video footage and the UFO files being released, it really is just, you know, stuff we've heard before. Very lackluster, I have to admit. And I said it would be anyway.
Specifically pertaining to everything that you did with helping us locate some of these documents, because, you know, when we gathered our list together, kind of our wish list, if we could ideally have everything we wanted out declassified, we brought that list and said, where did you get this list? And we said, we have friends too. And so you would be one of our friends. I just, you know, what we do is we can push, we can pull. You know, DC kind of operates on two things, pain and pressure. So those are our levers that we get to pull. Sometimes we do both. And on this topic specifically, it has become so enormous with the interest that now you even have people that even a year ago,
That's a balloon. That's a balloon, clearly.
I was getting teased about it, okay? They were like, Luna, you know, you're on Joe Rogan. This sounds a little crazy. Said, who's sounding crazy now, buddy? So,
But these are just claims, you know, you haven't provided any evidence, you know. And bear in mind, what you've been saying has been going on for donkey's years. I mean, when I spoke to Russell Callahan, you know, he was the editor of UFO magazine back in the 90s, and even knew Graham Birdsall, he was producing magazines. Got it right here, back in the 80s. This is stuff like been talked about for decades. It's that these people are new into the field of ufology, and they think what they're saying now is groundbreaking, and it really is not. It's just the same regurgitated information. So it's just got to be said. People new to the community just haven't really done a lot of homework.
all that, thank you. Yeah, all that to say that, you know, this is a really big team effort. The one thing specifically, people say, we want to know where locations of craft and biologics are, right? So we know.
Yeah, exactly, Bob Lazar. Yeah, exactly. He's got a reward there saying disclosure. That word is so flipping redundant now, isn't it? I just like everyone mentions about disclosure. Disclosure is going to happen, and I've been saying before the UFO files been released, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You know what? People just got so much high hopes, and I think social media really is pushing, especially these people here, these representatives, are really pushing a false narrative, a false hope to the people that truly want the truth. Well, I want the truth, but I'm going to be honest with you, it's not really going to happen. I'm going to be honest. Oh, sorry. Right, who's got here? Okay, we can skip that one. Oh, here we are. Right, Lou Elizondo. I don't really talk about Lou because we know our thoughts on Lou, but if you listen to the way he speaks, the way he presents himself, you know, he's got a backtrack record of lying. He was saying he was part of ORSAP, the Advanced Aerospace Weapon Systems Application Program, and then it turned out he was not part of it. Again, we had ATIP as well with the Advanced Aerospace Identification Program. And again, he get caught out once again, you know, lying. He's been pushing fake UFO photographs that have been proven to be faked. And once again, he's got a backtrack record of stigmatizing people. You know, he's got his own little gang, basically. That's why I don't really talk about Lou, because everyone talks about Lou in a very, you know, harsh manner, okay, which is understandable. But this clip specifically is quite interesting because he's more calm, but he's saying that disclosure will happen. But he also said something that is I want to talk about. Hold on. Listen to this.
Let me give you my word of advice, Lou's advice on how we should deal with this topic. I think we should love our families. I think we need to spend more time with our children. You sit down with your buddy at work and they can tell you who the favorite quarterback is of their team and what their record is, and yet they can't tell you who little Johnny or Jane sits next to in second period math class, right? Or lunch. Love one another. This is going to happen whether we like it or not, and I believe that things happen to the benefit of mankind for the most part. I believe that God has a direct hand in us, and so maybe if we want to understand what's out there a little more, first we need to understand what's in our own hearts a little more. Maybe we need to focus on each other and try to be more kind to one another, try to be more patient, try to give grace to individuals who have harmed us. Take time to tell your children you love them. Take time to tell your spouse you respect them and you love them. That's my word of advice. I know it's probably to a lot of people out there saying, well, one doesn't have to do with the other. Yes, it does. Absolutely, it does. It starts in here. Before you can ever start finding out the answers out there, you need to stop and look in the mirror, and you first need to ask the same questions about yourself. Yeah.
You see the word games? That is classic Intel speak. it was like exactly, Green Tea. This is how the intelligence people, like counterintelligence, especially what Lou has been involved with, word games, psychological word games. And this is not the alcohol talking, even though I do feel it. But you can see the way he's speaking in this manner. Love one another. Look after your children. Like, we're supposed to side with him. And no offense to these people, as a bunch of nodding dogs. Yeah, I agree. I'm like, I'm not falling for this crap. I'm not falling for him. Do you see what? He's kind of wants to make us side with him. Which, look, I understand he makes points. But knowing how this guy operates and how he speaks, again, is a psychological operation. It's word games. Very careful. And this is why I don't talk about Lou. I do not. I'm old school. I'd rather stick to old school research, going back into the past. And I know current day ufology is an absolute complete. Again, I'm going to swear, shit show. All right. And the UFO files and the video footage pretty much proves that. Okay. So again, psychological operation, word games, manipulation is part of his job. Okay. I just don't understand how people in the community don't see that. This.
Let me give you.
No. Right, this one here. I'm going to be talking about this on the next week's show. This was from German UFOs of World War II, which I just followed. And in here it says air flight from Sam Woskowitz, History of Movement, Volume 2. And in here it's from San Francisco, also the origin. I need glasses at this point. So San Francisco, also the origin of the late 1896 airship sightings. One of the projects originated by Charles Dalscuse, is that right? Californian Airship Group. So in here, the airship phenomena. So I'm going to put these publications back here. And what I'm going to show you right here is a fascinating article. Oh, you can't even see that. Sorry, guys. There we go. Sorry. Hey, Carlos. How's it going, man? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah. This airship right here. Check this out. So, yes, this was a real phenomenon going back in the late 19th century. Where's it to? It's in here somewhere, isn't it? Ah, there it is there. Okay, fantastic. I've got a number of books and a few articles in regards of this because it was a real phenomena. So maybe flight was actually conquered before the I forgot what the people that were involved with the people that created the flight. Help me out here, guys. The brothers, I can't think. You know what I'm talking about anyway. That created the first plane of flight. So maybe there was something beforehand. And in here, from UFO magazine, from year 2000. Check this out here. It's all about crop circles, as we're crop circle season at the moment. Oh yeah, the British Real X-Files. We'll get to that at some point. And in here, it talks about the mysterious Cincinnati airships of 1897. And it mentions a lot of, and even sketches of these very strange craft that were seen in the sky. Can you see that there? There we go. In the late 19th century. There we go. So I shall do a little breakdown on that because we're going all the way back to the past from this one. Yeah, mostly fascinating. I've got a book here in regard to that. So yeah, I'll be talking about airships from 18. Oh, that's 1869. Bloody hell, that's going back a bit. Bloody hell. Fantastic. So there we go. We'll have a look at that. Right. This here. I'm not too sure what we're seeing. Okay. Guys, I want your thoughts on this one. Check this out.
Mike Batista here. The footage you're about to watch contains documented evidence of an interdimensional being suspended within a plasma-type orb. This footage was captured by the Psionic Asset team while conducting a field operation in a remote location of Florida. Billy Kryzak will be doing a full analysis on this video, And more details to follow.
Right, this. So I can't blow it up a bit bigger, but this is apparently a interdimensional being.
Mike Batista here.
Right. Okay. Now, what I'm about to say. Okay. Right. See this?
And more details to follow.
Okay. Guys, I want your thoughts on this. Yeah. Good morning. Yeah, I saw your comment on there. Yeah. Yeah, Blues Brothers. Oh, that's it. I couldn't think of the bloody word, mate. Yeah, Blues Brothers. That's it. Yeah. Imagine if the aliens landed and the crabs started speaking at a lower accents. Yeah. Good morning. That's the police officer. Remember that? Oh, I used to love that. Facus and Gaius. All right, Bob. Fisheye lens, Christopher Bloodsoe. Right. Okay. I'm gonna. Oh no! You did not bring in a mice. Oh no! You. Oh, for fuck's sake! Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hold on. 2 seconds. Oh, fuck's sake! I knew he was gonna do that. Oh, now I've got to spend my evenings chasing after a mice. Right, okay, so what I'm going to say about this. I saw something crawling underneath my bloody desk, and then I saw the cat chasing after it, and I knew it was a bloody mice. Oh, for Christ's sake. Right, so basically, right, this is my personal opinion on this. When I had my really bad mushroom trip, and I'm talking about bad, okay? I took about 9 grams in one go. I didn't prepare properly. And as I was sat here looking at my other bookshelf, everything was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I started to panic. I was in the bathroom. Okay, this is all personal now. I was freaking out, proper freaking out, because I saw that. I'm not joking. It was almost like a portal. My cat's looking at me. Yeah, I know you did bad. You can chase after the mouse, thank you very much. So yeah, it was almost like a portal, and it looked kind of exactly like that. Okay, so look, I don't know if it was an interdimensional being. I don't know, but when I saw this, and I know people will shit on it, okay, but from my personal experience, that is what I saw. It was almost like a ball of light like that, and it was like shimmering. That's what it looked like, basically, and this is why I want to show it to you. Okay. But again, I don't know. This could just be. I just don't know how the whole concept of how this was filmed. I'm not too sure. But when I had my mushroom trip, it looked like that. Just like that. I think that was like a more borderline DMT trip, because that was a lot of mushrooms. And for the authorities watching, that was years ago, okay? I don't know, man. I saw it and I thought, rings a bell, psionics. So maybe I was communicating to the other side. It felt like it, because when I saw my missus, I can see through her. And if you've taken like a big mushroom trip, like when you really have a proper mushroom trip, everything goes pixelated. It's really weird. I'm done in a while, okay, but it can hit you quite hard. But that's just my personal opinion, guys. In terms of what I saw, looked just like that. But it was more morphine. Like I was being sucked into it, though. But you could say I thought it was like a portal. But when I saw that, it's saying here it's an interdimensional being. So, yeah, who knows? Who knows? This one right here, that is a Chinese lantern in the sky. Check this out. Look. So this is a Tic Tac UFO recorded over Sussex Air Support Team on a helicopter. I mean, the thing is, what's interesting about this, and I've always made this point, that the fact that it's anything filmed with a helicopter, it looks like the object's actually moving faster. And I think it's all down to do with the helicopter itself. And this goes with drones as well. Like, for instance, the gimbal and go fast. I think they were taken through different. Oh, gimbal, no. I think that was that drone? I can't remember. But it gives a false perspective of the craft actually moving fast. And we know for the fact that Chinese lanterns move very slowly. But look at this. There's a big tubular object. Right, this is the one. Check this out. Oh, it had the colored video footage there, which is the best one. You can see the flame underneath it. But I know for a fact that this is absolutely a Chinese lantern. Oh, actually, is it too high for a Chinese lantern? Come to think about it, it's quite high up, isn't it? Thoughts, guys, on this one? Parallax. Hey, Paul, how's it going, mate? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hey, and Jambic Music Man. Sorry, guys, if I missed you. Sorry. Do apologise. It sounds like what you people describe on DMT. Yeah. If you take enough mushrooms, especially the ones that I'd taken, they was... I know it can almost act like an acid trip, or like you said there, a DMT trip. I'd love to take DMT, but I think you got to be in the right mindset to do that. Green tea. You got to prepare yourself. Do you know what I mean? Clockwood Elves. No, mate. No. I know people see that. I know people sometimes see these. What do they call it? Is it genisters or something like that? Genisters? I don't know. Again, it's just like, fucking, like, do I really want to go through that experience? I don't know. Oh, I tell you what. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Green Tea. All right, sweet. I tell you what. Let me just save that. Brilliant. All right, sweet. Yeah, because it was Mike Batista. People are a bit funny with him. He deals with a lot with like pareidolia sort of stuff. But when I saw that footage, I was like, oh bloody hell, that's quite interesting. That's it. Tricksters, entities, the jester. That's it. Yeah, couldn't forget the bloody word. Apparently you see that on DMT, and elves, goblins. Makes you think, doesn't it? But there we go. I think that's most probably a Chinese lantern. I think it's probably a bit too high, but nevertheless, I might be wrong. Right. I talked about this week.
A self-proclaimed seer with more than 23 million followers on Instagram is claiming something wild. She says on the 24th of June, aliens will invade a Miami stadium and abduct soccer players.
Eu acabei de ter pesadelo e vim aqui para poder falar para vocês o pesadelo, o sonho que eu tive. Era num campo de futebol em Miami, aonde descia uma nave cheia de alienígena, era mais de 100 alienígenas. E eles pegavam todos os jogadores e levava para a nave e pegava mais de 700 pessoas no estágio onde estava acontecendo um jogo da Copa do Mundo.
Since she is a seer, I don't think you can expect to get any proof from her, but this is going viral, as you can imagine. And that's interesting because for some reason, aliens are suddenly becoming more relevant once again. I'm sure you know that the Pentagon released a bunch of clips that impressed no one.
yeah, you catch a nod, mate.
Have been making wild claims about this as well.
So the internet.
I have to admit, she's quite beautiful. But anyway, the lady who predicted that the fact there will be a alien invasion during the Scotland and Brazilian game that was a couple of days ago. In fact, I did a video on that. I don't know if anyone actually watched it. I actually got quite a lot of views, actually. I was quite surprised by that. And I had to give my thoughts. Yeah, you're there with me. You're there with me. I actually sent it to my I actually sent it to my mum. I said, Mum, watch this video. Should I release it? Because I just had to give my personal opinion on this. These so-called influencers. I cannot stand that bloody word. If you call yourself an influencer, you're just a narcissistic, you're stubborn, because you just want likes and views. You want that attention. And with the lady on Instagram, I don't know what her name was, who made that prediction, that the fact that she's got 24 million views and there'll be an alien invasion. These people, like, no offense, is mostly to do with the female demographic, gag for attention. It is. I had a video pop up on my YouTube feed, and there was a woman basically in a bikini playing the drums, and the way it was shot, it was like you can see full tits and ass. It's like, why is that being presented to me? You know, she's a shit drummer, but it's all there just so I can click on it. Do you see what I mean? It's just these people just want attention, and this was a very clear example of this woman coming forward and made these wild accusations that there'd be an alien invasion during the World Cup. Of course nothing was going to happen. It's a bit like Project Bluebeam. I've been hearing that for 30 years. You know, it's not really going to happen. But I had to give my full opinion. Hey Nathan, all right mate. Yeah, I'll speak to you soon, mate. I'll speak to you soon. Hope you do. Thanks for joining, Alien Addict, and I'll have you back on the show soon, mate. But enjoy yourself, man. Have a good one. But yeah, you see the point I was coming across, that the fact that these influencers just want attention. They need clicks, likes, and views because that is the whole mentality. That is their lifestyle. It's the way they work, they operate. Okay, and it just has to be said. I know nothing was going to happen. I knew that. Absolutely knew that. But the thing is, she's now made herself look like a complete idiot because she said twice it was going to happen and then nothing happened. It's like saying that the end of the world is going to happen. How many times have I heard that in my 36-year lifespan? Literally every single year. Okay, so I was born with the internet. Well, I saw the very, very beginning to what it is now, and especially with social media and how it's changed people. And these so-called influencers are just there for clicks, likes, and views, and they want attention. That's what it is. Okay, and I saw this a mile off. Okay, so just be very careful. I mean, a lot of people believe it. I don't know why. There's no need to. Anyway, so what else did you want to say?
Interdimensional beings is what our witnesses will call these things. I have seen evidence in a skiff that.
Oh yeah, also these interdimensional beings that everyone's bloody talking about. Where's the little green men? What about the grey aliens? No one's talking about grey aliens anymore. It's all interdimensional beings and plasmoid beings. It's like, well, hold on a minute. Like, what about little green men, reptilians and stuff like that? Do you know what I mean? Fox News were talking about 4 different types of aliens. You know, we had the reptoids, we have the Nordics, the Greys, and some other thing as well. I can't even remember, to be honest with you. But again, it's like the conversation's changed so much. But everyone's talking about interdimensional beings. Provide the proof, please, Anna. Good night.
Leads me to believe there are things we cannot explain, and I have observed things that are of non-human origin and creation. That's my opinion.
Meanwhile,
do you think she's got lip filler? Was that just her natural lips?
That's my opinion.
Meanwhile, Steven Spielberg released a movie about alien disclosure, and he thinks it's going to shake people to their core.
This truth were just known overnight if the government...
Oh, no, I missed that. Hold on, let's go back again. Okay. Hey, I missed someone else here. Hey, Z3N. Oh my God, I can't pronounce that, but nice to see you. Nice to see you. Welcome on in. Yeah, I guess so, mate. Definitely distraction for sure. We're not getting the goods at the moment. Lips are stretched. Some women do have the lip filler. It's like, what's the bloody name? I'm forgetting the bloody names today. Jodie Marsh, the UK. She's not really a soap star. She's like this celebrity. You look at her lips now because she's had so much filler. It kind of shrinks a little bit, but she kind of looks like she's got that sort of lip filler. Do you know what I mean?
Meanwhile, Steven Spielberg released a movie about alien disclosure, and he thinks it's going to shake people to their core.
This truth were just known overnight if the government announced, yes, we have been keeping this from you since 1947. that would mess up a lot of people. And the movie also takes the position of the church. What does this do to the fundamental beliefs that many of us have? And, you know, is God our God only on this planet, or is God a God for every system where there's civilization?
Maybe I'm trying to pay attention to what Steven Spielberg has to say, and you distracted me. Again, you distracted me with this comment. But yes, Jim.
Intelligent life and even developing life.
Now, the movie didn't impress many critics or alien enthusiasts. A lot of people...
It did me. I quite liked it.
Even started calling Steven a Pentagon plant. Things
yeah, of course they would.
Became so bad that he even had to deny these claims.
I'm not a plant of the Pentagon or the government or any deep state contracting company. I'm literally a filmmaker that wanted to tell this story for many, many years. And but I had no idea that things were going to start to be disclosed, just as Disclosure Day was about to be disclosed.
Yeah, this is it. This is the other thing. People were saying that the fact, oh, it's not just a coincidence that the fact that this movie is coming out when the UFO files are going to be released. It's like, well, hold on a minute. Let's just take a step back and observe. Steven Spielberg started to write Disclosure Day back in 2023. Okay, so there was a planning stage of when the movie was going to be in production and when they're going to release the actual movie itself. It just so happened corresponded at the exact same time when the UFO files were going to be released. You know, Trump talked about the files being released February, March, that sort of time. But the production for the movie was 2 years ago. So how is that a connection there? So that's saying that Steven Spielberg knew that he must be in the loop, basically. It's like, I don't think he was, to be honest. It's just a coincidence, basically. It's just a coincidence. Moody, careful now. Shh. But no, honestly, yeah, to do what I was thinking about that, it kind of looks like it has Botox too. Yeah, the women have their face stretched. Anna Paulina Luna kind of looks like that. Let's go back to Anna Paulina Luna. There we go. Yeah, it kind of looks like it.
I have seen evidence in a skiff that leads me to believe there are things we cannot explain, and I have observed things that are of non-human origin and creation. That's my opinion.
Oh, sorry, I didn't blow it bigger enough for you. Sorry. Too late. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, fair enough. What else have I got? Brazilian stuff. Mark Christopher Lee once again. This is real footage. Check this out.
Showing ETs having...
Oh god, this guy. Oh my god, this guy is ruining ufology. Well, I say ruining. He's turning ufology into entertainment and fakery.
And this secret leak footage showing ETs having meetings with these powerful humans. This has been going on. This is not a secret, but this footage is very secretive.
Now, where the hell did you get it then? Oh dear, what's going on with ufology? Absolutely terrible. All right, okay. I see that.
Yes, hello, this is Phyllis. We are watching something groundbreaking right now. This is a live footage of an interdimensional being that is being filmed right now live in Central Florida. This is the moment we have all been waiting for, and this is something... What the fuck is... Oh, shit.
Oh, I thought it was real when I first watched this. Oh, that made me laugh. Okay. David Wilcox claims that reptilians supplied German Nazis with advanced technologies to conduct bases on the moon. In this clip, he describes how his knowledge allows the Nazis to build functional systems using conventional human engineering. Right, ready? God bless.
Involved the Nazis actually being given workable technology that is built with our own conventional systems They use a sort of mercury turbine, a type of mercury called red mercury. And then they are actually able to leave the Earth. They had a settlement on the moon, they had a settlement on Mars, and they were doing this stuff as early as 1939, even before World War II actually started. As you can imagine, everybody was thinking he was crazy, but yet these insiders were reporting literally standing there, in which you have 8-foot tall, even 12 to 14-foot tall reptilian extraterrestrials, terrifying in appearance, they smell bad, actually advising the Germans on how to build this stuff in these various bases, including that in Antarctica. Treaty involved the Nazis actually being given workable technology that is built with our own conventional systems. They use a sort of mercury turbine, a type of mercury called red mercury.
Right, okay. Well, first things first. God bless David Wilcox. The red mercury is to do with what Twisted Hippie's saying here. The Bell. Now, the Bell project was, in my personal opinion, a real device. It was a way to create anti-gravity. And I think that's what the Germans definitely did build. Just my personal opinion. But what David Wilcock is saying here, he's adding the reptilian side into it. But the truth is, it's just pure science. It's just the Germans were just technically brilliant. Doesn't got to be said. You know, they're way advanced and ahead of their time in terms of what British capabilities and Americans' capabilities were. That's why they took all the bloody scientists. You know, scientists went everywhere. British, America. They went to Argentina, all over the place, literally all over the place. But this is a very early video of what David Wilcock is saying, and I know for the fact that he's very young at this point. I mean, he's spouting a lot of wacky ideas, you know, and he's sort of applying the reptilians into it. But the truth is, if you go back to my original research that I've done through publications, there is no mentions of reptilians. Okay, absolutely none whatsoever. So did David Wilcock produce that or put that into the limelight, into the conspiracy? Most probably. I don't know. But it's not helping to the fact that he hasn't really done enough research into it. Going to be honest. But no, God bless David Wilcock, brother. We're all sending our thoughts and prayers to you right here. I'm getting hammered now. Flipping now. It's called Paulin and Ollie. It's called Paulin and Ollie. It's bloody lovely. What's that? Mango martini. Lovely. Red mercury. Is that a real thing? Red mercury. I've seen videos on it, and it almost acts like, you know, Venom from the movie Venom. It's like if you put graphite and you put frequencies to it, it kind of morphs a bit like that. But I don't know if it's actually a real thing. I thought red mercury was leaked from the KGB to the West, claiming that to be a liquid that improves size of nuclear explosions. Not too sure, mate. I tell you what, I'll look into that a bit more. Yeah, I thought it was fake. Might be wrong on that one, to be honest with you. But that is linked to the Bell project. So the Bell was a device that was 12 feet tall, 15 foot wide. It had two counter-rotating barrels. Well, two barrels that will counter-rotate this red mercury liquid. And they would put, this device was connected to a power plant. And the amount of electricity that was pumped into it was, you know, they were saying basically the amount of electricity to power Berlin. And this device didn't fly around all over the place, according to the History Channel. It literally just levitated. But it gave off such a massive radiation. The radiation background was huge. It actually destroyed plants, disintegrate plants, and in fact actually killed people as well because the radiation was so bad. They tested it underground first, and they had these ceramic tiles around it, and then eventually they tested it outside. God knows where that technology went. I mean, you say you got to look for Hans Kammler. You find Hans Kammler because he was the head of the top secret programs for the Third Reich, and he went missing after the war, never to be found. So you need to find out where Hans Kammler went, which I think was Argentina. I don't know, but there's different conspiracies whether or not he went to America, Argentina, he went to the Soviets. It's all over the place. But in regards to what David Wilcock is saying here, got to take it with a very pinch of salt. But yeah, red mercury, not too sure. It was supposed to be increase increased reaction, but it was fake disinformation by the KGB. Kind of makes sense, actually. They would produce something like that. Disinformation for sure. Right, let's have a little look. Anything else I can mention here? Let's go through. What else we got here? Oh yeah, Jeremy Corbell. He said in an interview that he would release footage and documents in regards of aliens and interdimensional beings before the third batch. So yeah, he said if the third batch doesn't prove that we've got this technology and we're being interacted by these beings, he is going to release himself the disclosure. Well, it's been over a week, mate. I haven't seen anything, so I saw that. Come on, do something. So again, Jeremy Corbell is pushing this narrative. He always puts himself into the limelight when something big has happened in ufology. The files being released, new video footage being released. He always puts himself into the limelight. Like, I'm still here, guys, you know. And once again, you're letting us down because you've got the disclosure. How the hell you got disclosure, mate? I mean, that's pretty big. I mean, where did you get this documentation from? You know, is it risking national security? This is it. But again, he's a filmmaker. He's just doing it for clarity and clout. A bit like that woman from Brazil. You know, she just wants clicks, likes, and views and attention. See my point? You see my point? Right. I think it's the last one, I think. Oh, God, this guy. Right. Mark Christopher Lee. We are not alone. July the 8th. Disclosure Day. Right, ready?
President Trump is about to declare that we are not alone. His UFO speech is ready. And July the 8th could be the date when he announces to the world that there are aliens amongst us. And here I am at Benjamin Franklin's house in London. Former founding father and president of the United States. What will Trump say in this UFO speech? I've been told he will talk about Roswell, how an alien craft did crash and how we recovered alien biologics and have been testing and reversed engineering UFO spacecrafts ever since. Wow, this could be a paradigm shift in human evolution. We are not alone in the universe. And President Donald Trump is the one to reveal this to the world. He will go down in history as the president that broke this news to the world. Wow. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts, mate, is that you need to get off social media and stop promoting, spouting nonsense. If Donald Trump came forward and said it, we've got aliens. I can't do the accent. We've got everything. Like, you need to back it up with proof. Don't say it. We need proof now. We need evidence. And Mark Christopher Lee, once again, he's just jumping on the bandwagon. He's basing his thoughts on July the 8th speech that the fact that Trump is going to give us disclosure through an email that turned out not to be, it was Robert Bigelow. He was leaking this information. It's like, but now he's backtracking again. Look, I might be wrong on July the 8th, but look, don't get your hopes up. Why are people getting their hopes up? We're at this time where we need to, like, this should be a very, 2026 should be a learning curve for the people in ufology to understand we are taken for a ride here. The word disclosure gets pushed around. We need, hey, John Woodmass, nice to see you. We need the evidence. Don't say it. We need the evidence now. And because how Trump has gone about in his administration, he's got bigger fish to fry. He's in the hands of Israel. I'm not going to go there. It's the alcohol talking. But you see what I'm saying? He's got other bigger fish to fry. And this whole disclosure narrative being pushed is just a publicity stunt. Look, we're actually doing something about it, guys. But the evidence being put forward, it's very lackluster. Documents that's been declassified for years. Like the German flying saucer stuff that's been talking about. It's like that's been declassified for like 50 years. The video footage, balls of light, round balls of blurriness. That's not disclosure. Do you understand? So just be very, very careful. In fact, I actually put a comment going back before the first batch of UFO files released to a YouTube channel named Ben the JR Porter. Hey Ben, if you're watching, fellow backslapper here. I know Ben, he's a nice guy. And he did a live stream talking about, you know, I think something big is going to happen with these UFO files going to be released. This is like the first batch. And I said, people need to manage their expectations, lower their expectations, because saying things is not disclosure. You know, these so-called whistleblowers coming forward are not producing any evidence. They're just making more stigma for themselves. They shouldn't have said anything in the first place. So the idea is that 2026 and Trump is going to be the disclosure president. I just find absolutely nonsensical. It's not going to happen unless you supply the evidence. It's a bit like Disclosure Day. If you've seen Disclosure Day, what happened at the end of that movie, like a catastrophic disclosure. Okay, yeah, that's like a big bombshell sort of scenario we're dealing with here. It's not really going to happen, really, unless someone actually leaks out that information. But I just think people are just jumping on the bandwagon and they are making themselves look like idiots, basically. Do you see what I mean? I just find 2026 as ufology. I know UFOs is big in the limelight with people. I understand that, and it's very, very big with social media. But it's just not going to happen. I'm going to be honest with you. Disclosure really isn't going to happen. Like Rory saying here, it's been 80 years. Nothing significant has come about of this. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Paul Robertson is just big noise. Yeah, I would agree. Rotary, 100%. Always a UFO dump when new information on the Epstein files comes out. Again, yes, this is what I mean. I've always talked about that. It's like, we'll put these documents out here and there'll be another batch of documents. Like, for instance, the MK12 documents. The JFK assassination. Where are the people being banged up in jail for the JFK assassination? Who did that? Who did the assassination? No one. You know, we haven't got the proof of that. The Epstein files, these are words I shouldn't really say on Alien Addict, but sorry, it's got to be said. 3 million documents are still redacted, and I guarantee they're just video footage. Who's been banged up in jail about that? No one in America. All we've had is Prince Andrew. It's like, look at Prince Andrew. I know he's done dodgy shit, but at the same time, it's like, what about the other people, or the celebrities, politicians, the people involved with that? That's all been pushed underneath the rug. And you got to think, those Epstein files, someone had to redact that. Was it the US government? Was it the deep state? So someone knows who's been doing the dirty deed, and they're covering their backs. Just think about that. We can't get the truth about Epstein and the people involved about that in the Epstein files. How are we supposed to get disclosure about UFOs and aliens? I just don't think people are really thinking. They're really not thinking critically at this stage. They're just jumping on the bandwagon because people on social media or bloody YouTube channels saying it. Just got to be said. Do you know what I mean? People don't like the way I speak about, you know, UFOs and aliens and how disclosure has been brought out, but it's just got to be said. Do you know what I mean? How long have I been going on for? God, 2 hours and 20 minutes. Okay, well, tell you what, I just got a few more things. Right. Get off the screen, you. I don't need you here. There we go. Right, that's done. There's been a few Facebook videos. Just 3 of them. And I think that's it. Well, I've got my inventory. Yeah. Check this out. Here's one of them. Right. Do we do that? Do that. These are just very quick videos, guys. Okay, so this is a HBO Max documentary called Bring Me the Beauties. Is that right? Check this out.
Where we had members of a group that claimed to be from the planet Arcturus. They all happened to be blonde-haired and blue-eyed, come from very wealthy families, and gone to Ivy League universities. Strange aliens among us. This is what they had to tell us.
Because people are catching on to it now, Rotary. This is it. They're starting to realise we're just being played here.
on the January 20th, 1988 program of People Are Talking. On Arcturus, but you don't have one in Secaucus.
To whom? To whom do the changing thoughts that you're presenting to this audience appear, Richard? This is phenomenalism.
manners known on Arcturus?
Americans, you're going into the most crucial period of Earth history, starting in May of next year. The terrible earthquakes, the storms that will beset humanity, the financial disaster.
Mate, you need some lip filler, mate. That's what. Yeah, Nordics. Yeah.
We must warn you. We're here to warn you of these things. We are sincere.
Okay, so you're saying next year...
Not phenomenalism and five and dime store stupidities, Richard. I talked to you behind the scenes about this.
I did talk to you behind the scenes, too. And you know what I think?
Yes, Richard.
Now, for the first time in the course of this interview, you are looking me in the eyes. And what you told me is, don't believe people who don't look you in the eyes. During the course of this interview, you have not looked me in the eyes. You've tried to project to the audience here.
I'm talking to them.
You want to know what I really think? I think you found some young, impressionable people who are on a quest for spiritual, moral values.
This is all fine. Richard?
And there may be...
This is all fine. This is fine. Brilliant, Richard.
What I believe is that I've afforded you every courtesy on the show.
Have manners. You'll never be a Ted Koppel unless you have manners. Well, you will always be what you are.
You know what? You'll never be a David Bowie unless you get a better story. We're going to take a break right now. We'll be right back in just a moment. Stay with us.
I've seen this guy in like magazines and books. Claiming to be, what do they say here? What do they say? Claiming to be like Venusians, I think. Something like that. I don't know, he kind of looks Nordic, I have to admit. He's probably dyed his hair blonde. But yeah, I just found that clip, I find that hilarious. Yeah, Jerry. I miss Jerry Springer. Oh, bless. But yeah, I find that funny. One more video to show you guys. This is an actual UFO sighting that happened yesterday in England. And you actually see the craft move on this one. Or supposed craft. Tombstone teeth. Oh, brilliant. Right, check this out. Let's bring it up a bit bigger. So this was on the hottest day of the year. Check this out.
Got it.
This is in Cornford, England.
Fucking mad, mate. 100,000 foot, yeah. Is that it? Is that how far it is? 32,000 metres. It's fucking just stuck there, isn't it? It's not moving that, bro. That is a UFO, bro. In the
Watch
skies.
This. Look.
In the skies. Look at it.
The skies
it's gone. See it go. Just disappeared. Wherever it was, mate, it's gone. That's a fucking bird lover. Right, mate. Watch this. I just said no. Just stuck there, isn't it?
The guy sounds pissed. It sounds like me, actually, right now.
Where is that? 32,000 metres. Got it.
I'm not too sure. It kind of like tilts and goes down, but it looks quite stationary. Look at it. I can't blow it up any bigger, guys. Sorry.
Fucking mad, mate.
Fucking mad, mate.
Yeah. Is that it? Is that how far it is? 32,000 metres. It's fucking just stuck there, isn't it? It's not moving that, bro. That is a UFO, bro. In the skies.
Look at this.
In the
Watch
skies.
this.
Look at it.
The skies
See,
is a
it's
bird.
gone. See it go. It's a UFO, bro.
Oh, sorry, mate. Can't stand you. I'm not too sure what this could be. It's shaky. Yeah, I'm not too sure now. It looks quite stationary. Thoughts on that, guys? Yeah, it sounds like it, doesn't it? Yeah. Cornford, England. Not too sure what that is, Moody. Judging by the accent. Yeah, I don't know, actually. I think somewhere up north, I think. Need stabilization. Yeah, they're all amateurs. He's probably pissed, mate. Probably pissed. I'm not too sure. I found it interesting. Just the way it sort of tilts. There we go. And honestly, I wouldn't say it was necessarily breezy yesterday. It was the hottest day yesterday. It reached, I mean, my area was about 39 degrees. It was hot. It was really hot, and it wasn't much breeze. So, I'm thinking it was a bird. Bollocks. Bird of prey. Old lion. Yeah, I'm not too sure on that one. I'm not too sure. Do I have anything else? Quickly. I think that's it. I think that might be it. In cock and balls. Yeah. Right. Okay. So just sort of recap. I shall find this photograph of the Vril 7 craft at some point, and yeah, I'll do my best. I'll do my best. I think that's everything I've got on my inventory. Let me just double check my notes. Yep, that's it. Right. That's strong. It's only little things. I've had 3 of them. 14.9%. It's nice though, I have to admit. I got a mango martini tequila with lime, which I'm going to have tomorrow. So I've had a gin and tonic. I've had vodka, vanilla and passion fruit. I've had a grapefruit tequila. That's called pulling an ollie. Look at my face, look at my eyes. It looks terrible. I'm like the people in that bloody video. But anyway, I've enjoyed myself. Stay cool, everyone. It's still going to be like 28 degrees tomorrow. I'm here in England, but it's been a fabulous heat wave. Trying to get a fan. Yeah, 14%. I thought it'd be like... But again, we are dealing with spirits here. So it's not exactly... I mean, that gin and tonic's 5%. But yeah, packs the punch. But no, I enjoyed myself. It's really, really good. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode, guys. We'll get back to you. Abe, oh, thank you. More alcohol. I'm just joking, mate. No, I'm not really a drinker. You know, it's been so hot here. All I've been doing is drinking. Not necessarily alcohol, but no, I do fancy like a sweet cocktail. I really enjoy that. And when I was in Sainsbury's, I thought, I get a few spirits and all that. But no, I love gin and tonic. I think that's one of my favourite drinks. And vodka martini. In fact, one of the restaurants we're going tomorrow, I had a look at their cocktails, and they got a Bailey's espresso martini. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I got like proper burgers and all that. Now I'm getting hungry. Anyway, right, we're going to finish off today, guys. Yeah, stay cool, everyone. And thank you, Bino, for the $2.99 super chat. Thank you so much, man. And I hope you learned something where these stories come from in terms of these German flying saucers. It's immensely fascinating, and just don't trust everything that people say on the internet about this conspiracy. Spread the word to Alien Addict, because this is where we do proper old school research. We go back into the past, and I've got my additional second bookcase, and I've got so many magazines underneath here. It's unreal now. Look at it. So we've got plenty of material to look at. So go back into the past to understand where we are now in ufology. And I'll tell you something now, the stories just get regurgitated. All right. So, but again, we can still have a good time. You see what I mean? So guys, if you do like what you see, you must like and subscribe. I got to stop talking about Billy Meyer. Have I lost any subscribers since I talked about Billy Meyer? No. Okay, thank God for that. I think it's just a YouTube thing. I'm not going to boast about it, but anyway, but it's you guys here is the reason why I continue doing Alien Addict. Okay, it's the reason why I'm here, because I've got a following, and you guys seem to enjoy it. Otherwise, you just bugger off, innit? Really. So yes, if I tell you what, let's go through chat. Yeah, I tell you what, mate. Now this is a bit of a spoiler warning. Not last week's show on Hidden Underbelly, is the one before. I took an edible and I was gone. You probably can tell, basically. But yeah. But no, basically I'm off it now. More straight edge. And I think the shows are a bit better, a bit more coerced, despite the drinks here. But anyway, Chillster, thank you so much, man. Green Tea, thank you so much for being here. Sheep Pop Pop, yes, please like and subscribe and share and hype the videos. Be much appreciated. John Woodmass, John, did I say hello to you? Sorry, mate, if I missed you. Sorry, buddy. I do apologise, but I hope you're doing well. And yeah, thanks for being in chat, man. Much appreciated. Moody, oh, thank you, Moody. Thank you so much, man. And Paul Robinson's, John Strokes. We've got Bob Lazar and Bob Lazar again. Let's go to the top. Dan Peters, thank you so much, man. Thanks for being in chat. Grandmaster Gav, thanks, buddy. Much appreciated. And we've got Rotary Matrix. Thanks for being in chat. Much appreciated. Straight Edge, thank you. Except for today. Right, okay. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Be much appreciated. And I'll see you next Friday. Or actually, no, check me out on Wednesday on Hidden Underbelly, as we're talking about a UFO case. I'm not too sure what it is. But otherwise, you can catch me next Friday on Alien Addict. 2 documentaries will be uploaded tomorrow and Sunday to do with German flying saucers. And I'll do some vlogs as well. So you get plenty of content of me rambling about current affairs and ufology. So until next time, always remember, they're watching you, watching us, and we're watching them. Where's the button? There it is. I'll see you soon. Oh, Johnny, mate. Oh, thank you so much, buddy. That's so kind of you. Honestly, you brings warmth to my heart, buddy. Thank you so much. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. And I said this to other people that sends, big donations to me. I want to get Alien Addict t-shirts ready. Okay, I have spoken to Ollie about this. Just like step forwards to do. Just to say like a massive thank you for giving your kind donations. Honestly, thank you so much, Johnny. It's much appreciated. So yeah, I'll be in touch and I'll let everyone know about t-shirts and all that. But Johnny, mate, thank you so much. It's really much appreciated. And everyone here, as well as you, Johnny, are an essential part of Alien Addict. It's, yeah, brings warmth to my heart, guys. But Johnny, thank you so much once again. And for the rest of the gang, I'll see you soon. Take care.